The New York Times, big headline today, now ranking Arizona as the worst hotspot in the world.
Specifically, Nicole, Maricopa County. Monica Garcia has more.
Well, they stopped short on confirming that we are the worst in the world when it comes to COVID cases. But they did say we became a hotspot once the state reopened and people stopped social distancing and stopped wearing masks.
According to the CDC, in Arizona, the portion of tests coming back positive is more than 3 times the national average, hovering around 25%. That's more than other COVID hotspots, Florida and Texas. Maricopa County being the hardest hit.
To date, we've had almost 70,000 COVID-19 cases in the county, with just over 2,500 in the last 24 hours.
Public Health says they're working to increase testing here in the county, saying on average, people are waiting 4 days for test results and some up to 10 days.
Unfortunately, this is something that we don't have a lot of control over in public health. We're working closely with our partners at the Arizona Department of Health Services. We know that they've reached out to FEMA, and we are trying to increase testing.
Earlier today, the governor tweeted this, saying he's partnering with the White House to get more testing, specifically in West Phoenix. Meanwhile, Public Health says COVID cases amongst younger adults continue to rise. Over half of the COVID cases in the county are people between the ages of 20 to 44.
And we've also seen an increase in the youngest age group from 0 to 19.
They also say you're more than likely to be infected with COVID here in the county if you hang out in places with 10 or more people doing activities like eating, talking, drinking, or singing. In Phoenix, I'm Monica Garcia with Arizona's Family.
Monica, thanks. We mentioned Arizona has 4,300 COVID patients in the hospital right now, which is an all-time high, and hospitalizations are rising in 22 states. In Florida, ICUs are at capacity in 50 hospitals. This is Atlanta's mayor who tested positive on Monday herself. She signed an executive order in her city today, making masks mandatory. In New Jersey, masks are mandatory outside now, where people cannot properly socially distance.
It's about quite simply being sick or being healthy. It's about life and death.
You're coming close to me. You're coming close to me.
Well, the mask issue still has some people like this guy pretty upset. He, if you haven't seen this, was yelling at a woman inside a Costco in Florida because she asked him to follow the store's rules and put on a mask. Texas has a statewide mandate, and people there who repeatedly refuse to wear a mask could be fined $250. But as was the case here, some sheriffs in Texas say they will not enforce the state's order.
Well, forget dine-in, take it home instead. That is the message coming from local famed chef Silvana Salcedo Esparza from Barrio Cafe, very popular joint in the Valley. Well, before May 12th, there were no clusters of COVID at area restaurants. And then, the minute the state lifted those stay-at-home orders and gave the green light to go back to dine-in services, that changed.
Unfortunately, we're at the height of the pandemic, and the only thing we can do is wear this, stay away from each other, and really follow the CDC, and then some, because our leaders are not really showing true leadership at this point.
She's feeling the economic impact personally, dipping into her savings and retirement to pay her own workers, and now she's encouraging other restaurants to go back to pickup and to go only.
A woman was wounded in an officer-involved shooting this morning. A man called 911 to say his roommate was acting strangely, so he kicked her out of their hotel near Metro Center. Police contacted the woman, and when they went to arrest her on a warrant, they say she pulled out a gun and fired a shot. Officers returned fire, wounding her. She is expected to survive. No officers were injured.
Today, local hospitality workers who lost their jobs in this pandemic gathered together at the state capitol begging for more help from the state.
Arizona's unemployment payouts are among the lowest in the nation. Max Gordon talked with people at the Capitol about the changes they'd like to see.
I'm really nervous. I'm really scared. How am I going to provide for my daughter?
Michelle Hornstein used to be a server at a restaurant at Sky Harbor.
I was furloughed. My last day of work was March 15th, and I have been without a job since. I had to apply for the unemployment, which has thankfully been helping me take care of my bills.
But at the end of the month, the federal Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Fund is set to expire, leaving people like Michelle with only Arizona unemployment benefits, capped at $240 a week.
You know, I've never had to ask for help before. I've always been able to take care of myself, and now I'm concerned, do I pay this bill or do I buy some groceries?
But those who organized Wednesday's protest say unemployed Arizonans shouldn't have to make that choice.
Arizona has one of the lowest benefit payouts of the entire country. So we really are calling on the governor to take action.
These workers also say that the state's unemployment system punishes them for working reduced hours, which is often all they can get during this pandemic. Right now, once you make $30 per week, your benefits start to go down. They want to move that threshold up to $300.
So workers are risking their health by coming back to work and risking their benefits when they do it.
And for Michelle, a feeling that workers like her aren't being supported in their time of need.
You know, we help generate billions of dollars for this city every year, and to leave us in the dust is just a massive slap in the face.
At the state capitol, Max Gordon, Arizona's Family.